Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
Thank you for joining in today with Andrea Eichmann and Mark Peterson of the People's Patriot Project for this week's WeP3 Debrief. Find out what our crew has been working on to help support those who have given some and all to the pursuit of liberty and freedoms across Minnesota and the United States. Watch, listen, and support as we create the beacon of hope and opportunity in today's society that needs its heroes. Are you a veteran, first responder, or a patriot looking for a place to put your skill set, your thoughts, and or want to help continue the mission? You have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we want to be the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always clean. We want to be part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to the WeP3 Debrief. Here's Andrea and Mark letting you know the mission. And as always, Patriot Pride.
You know, I get super nervous. Does that thing stop on its own, or do we have to stop that one?
No, they all stop on their own, but for some reason, and I haven't figured out why yet, but when you go down to the background music, every time you play a song from the background music category, it loops the track.
Oh.
So we'll start over on its own. So unless you click off every time, it's gonna loop the track.
Well,
that's the only that gets kind of tricky.
It's not going to do it now because I clicked the loop track button off.
I forgot that last night, not once, but twice.
Does that come on every single time we start the show? Probably. That's like the default or something.
I don't know.
I know I got
What's
stuck
up,
there.
Y'all? Can we say y'all?
It is. I was just telling Jonathan here how freaking hot. And I always feel bad for him down there, but we have a heat index of, well, right now we're only at 105. And the humidity is like 184%. I don't know. Like, I walked from the school to my car and I was like gasping for air. It's crazy. I don't think, I haven't been in Louisiana when it's like this. I've been in Houston in July. And I do remember walking out the doors of I like the outdoors. There's all tunnels everywhere. Who would know, right? But I wanted to do the outdoor. I like to be warm. And it's freezing in the hotel down there. And so now let's go out the front doors and you get out the doors and there's like 10 feet of where the AC is still coming through the door with you. And you get past that 10 feet and you're like, just the old wet dishcloth right in your face. And you're walking through that jungle of wet dishcloth. It was kind of crazy. I can't lie. It was it's not like that in Minnesota. So we do experience it every now and again. But yeah, here we go. What you got today, John? You had to work.
Yeah, well, I had to work, but it was our temperatures never got out of the 90s here. It was kind of overcast a little bit. We caught a little bit of rain. It's It's actually been kind of pleasant today in our upper 80-degree weather.
Nice.
For once, our heat indexes weren't, 100 and 105, 110, 119
Right.
already this year.
That's pretty hot. I like the heat. This humidity can take a royal hike. I don't know what Texans might be watching right now, but our weather's fixing to have some big old storms tonight. So I was watching a storm chaser dude, and he was like, look at this map. I'm heading north. And so yeah, I'm gonna watch the storm chasers as they're watching the storms. If they take cover, then I feel like I should take cover.
Yeah, if you see your house in their camera, bad.
You're in my street out here. I'm gonna probably take some cover. I don't know.
You should probably be watching from your basement at that point.
I can only do what I can do, and so I used to be super. Like I grew up as a little kid, and it's a mini tornado alley down in southwestern Minnesota, but for some reason, I was like babysitting age, so I was probably 13, 14. And these kids, kitty corner, they had little kids, and I babysat for them. And they had moved from out in the country. And we had a storm one time. We had so many storms. I think that's why I was freaked out for most of my life. But what do you do in Minnesota after something happens, whether it's crime or accidents or whatever? You go look. That's what we do. We nosy Nellies go look. And so after this tornado left, we all went out in the countryside and we're driving, like you could see the path through the field. But this house, they had lived in this big, huge old farmhouse, and it had been kind of twisted on the foundation. So it was like the fun house at the carnival, right? It's kind of tilted, like they had this big window at the end of the hallway, and you could slide almost. It wasn't quite a slide angle, but if it were slippery, you could slide out. But I went in the basement, and I can't think of their dad's name right now, but he had told me, he's like, I don't know what act of God or nature, whatever happened, but I had the kids, they had a fold out bed, just a cot thingy. And he goes, I folded it out and I set them all because they're little, set them all on the bed, told them to stay on the bed and be quiet. He goes, at the last minute, heard that howling, and I swooped them off the bed and I threw them in the little cutout fruit cellar, like a closet in the wall. And I kid you not, a big concrete column had crashed onto that bed. It was just the craziest thing. And so whatever went through his head and said, get those kids off that bed, thank God it happened, because the three little kiddos would have been kind of in a mess there. But anyway, so the kinds of things that I witnessed, because we were looky-loos, and my dad had this big, huge old oak desk, and me and my sister and the two cats fit right underneath, had plenty of room, blankets, pillows, and my mom would sit in a chair right next to it, and then my dad would be at the top of the stairs looking out the window. I was scared to death of storms. Now I find them super interesting, but I was super scared when I was. Anyway, Jonathan, we are here. This is our debrief. We're here to let you know what we have been up to the past few weeks, as well as share what others are doing to help the cause. Last night was fun. I know Jonathan said at the end, man, that was a great show. We're going to talk about that last night. Thank you if you were in the audience. Thank you if you were cruising through and just, listening in. It was sponsored, of course, by Smart Living with Brian Kenzer and myself. We also appreciate Catch 22, the Boho Hobos Hideaway. By the way, that was our guest last night. Contagion Effect, Operation Texas Strong, and Miss Kimmer Gwinner. I don't know if you like poetry, and I teach language arts, and I never said that it was my favorite thing, but man, Kimmer has made poetry super great. I've never hated it, just never wanted to write it. Kimmer has got a corner of the market right now. If you missed last night's show, you can catch it again next Sunday night at 11 p.m. Eastern time on the Reads Across America radio. And you can find that on iHeart Radio, Odyssey, the TuneIn app. Just search up the word wreath. I mean, you can Google the word wreath and pick wherever you want to listen to it. 11 p.m. Eastern. It's not the fastest time in the world. What are you going to do? That's what they gave us, and we're working our way up. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. Let me just give you a link, actually. Right to Reads Across America Radio. I actually saw something on there the other day. Well, that gave me a V.
There it is. I think it's on the way.
It's coming. Oh, I can't. I got it malfunction.
You got it highlighted, man. I want to help you, but I feel like you're already there.
I got it. I got it.
All right.
He sent me in there. That's pretty cool. When Google Docs came around, I had just started teaching, and I was the new gal on the block, even though I wasn't super young. But I was teaching with these ladies who'd been around a long time. And the last thing they wanted to do was use these Google Docs. Google was, it's the devil. Whenever things new come around, and I'll tell you, when you collaborate, like when you're creating lesson plans and letters, and you can see what the other person's doing, and instead, you know what they wanted to do? They want to type it all up, download it on Microsoft Word, attach it to an email, send it to you. You read it, you make some changes if you have permission, and then you retype it, your changes, and then you download it again, and then you send it back to them. And I'm like, what kind of world? I get that that's what we used to do, but there's just a whole new thing right now. And we're going to, oh my gosh, they fought me. And then one day, one of them, I had this huge rubric for writing that I made up. And these ladies both retired shortly after I started. So that's where they were, right? Don't want to learn new things when it's that close. She wrecked my whole entire rubric. It was ridiculously long and hard to create. And so from then on, I did not give her editor rights. I'm like, you can look at this. You can use it. Just let me know. I'll make a copy of it for you. So anyway, thank God for Google Docs. I don't want Google to rule the world either. Do you? I'm
sorry, what?
Google? Google owns the world so far. You know this, right?
For the most part. Yeah.
I mean,
you say this, I'm going to have to, Andrea, the iPhone user, is giving Google props right now.
I have Google on my iPhone, just so you know.
That shouldn't even be allowed. Apple shuts that down.
Between Microsoft, Apple, and Google, but the language arts teacher that I am, I read a book. I read about Steve Jobs. Do you know, as the creator of amazing Apple products, and I'm not looking for any sponsorship unless you'd like to, Apple, as the creator, one of the major creators, right? He did not let his own kids use iPads, nor did they get iPhones. You know why? Because of the addictive qualities of everything that you can do on them and the attractiveness to kids. How do you like that?
Yeah.
Parents out there, no judgments, but when you buy your kids an Apple phone, you're setting yourselves up for a fight to get it away at some point in life. So just saying, you should read it. Don't take my word for it. I get past zero judgments, but read it. Steve Jobs himself said it'll be an addiction. I consider myself a professional. I see 35 of them for hours at a time every day. So, all right. What do you got here, Jonathan? I see.
I know some people that are professional.
What?
I don't know if I consider myself a professional, but I know a few.
Yeah. Well, I do get paid to teach. I don't get paid to offer my opinions, though. That's a whole different world.
As we talked about last night after the show, I'm sitting in the presence of people with psychology degrees and people with criminology degrees, and I'm just trying to educate my GED having self on what goes on. So this is the WeP3 pledge. We know why we get to do this. Thank you to the service members and first responders that have committed their time, sweat, blood, limbs, life, family, and life to give us the freedoms that we have that allow us to do what we do daily, which is bring you 2 podcasts a week. And in certain instances, it even allows Andrea to offer her opinion.
And sometimes it's very good. I will share with you quick. I did call out Betsy Ross and fight with Betsy Ross because I just saw she just went back to school again today. So Betsy, gosh dang it, more power to you. That woman, these people who need 5 or 6 degrees, good for you. I found 2 to be I have 4 in the works. But anyway,
there he is.
There's Jeremy. Yay, Jeremy. So yeah, we get to do that.
Knowledge is power, is what they say, man. And I don't think learning something new at any point or time in life is ever the wrong answer. You know?
No, not at all.
I didn't like school enough to go back and get degree after degree after degree after degree. That was my problem. But I mean, I guess depending on the field you're in, the degree is getting each degree is another. It's kind of like earning another rank in the military, right? That's how you advance. That's how you move up. That's how you better your career. It's not like, but you remember that old movie, Son-in-Law?
Yeah.
With Pauly Shore. That dude was like 30-something years old, and he was in college for like 15 years straight.
Oh, careful.
Studies.
Yeah. I take a lot of heat on that one. This happened to me. I got married in college. I had about 1.5 years left. Got married and we had a baby right away, so I didn't go back. Every time we moved, I tried to go back to college, and then poof, there was another baby. So I probably spent 15 years trying to just get that first degree. It was kind of nuts. But you do what you do, and then eventually you get a degree and your kids are grown, and then you go to work. That's anyway the way I did it. So thank you for the love, you guys. I absolutely appreciate that. Yeah. You know what? 15 years, Jonathan, if you like being a student, which I did, I would go back again. And I actually signed up for some classes. So let's talk about Lauren Iozio, though. And I did tease her just a tiny bit. She is cute as a dang button. And there was no way I believed that she was old enough to have a degree, not just 1 or 2, but she's got, oh man, now I lost it. So she went to Texas A&M. She went to Delta State University. So she got her teaching degree, right? She could teach K through 8, holds a certificate in that. I don't know. We call them a license in Minnesota. It might be different. But and then she went back. She got social justice and criminology. I'm assuming master's because she's a professor at Delta State University. Oh my gosh. Like, I am not kidding you. Look at her. She's adorable. She might be a tiny little thing who packs a big old punch. Sweet, smart. I might have felt like tiny in her presence. Criminology, though, gosh dang, right after my own heart. I started in the law world. I wanted to be an attorney. That's before kids come along. So she also brought to us, there's so many aspects to Lauren. First of all, we're not taking away from Lauren because Lauren is doing what Lauren does, and she's amazing at it. Her dad, Mr. Derek Iozio, brought Lauren to us, but Lauren had been doing her own research, watching, loved our message and our mission, and wanted to be a part of it. And so she brought to us the announcement of her boho hobo hideaway where she gives a discount right now to teachers as well, but to military and veterans. What do we got here, Jerry? Yes, right. Especially a thermometer in Minnesota. Yeah, she was just, I mean, spunky is the word. So yeah, she worked her way right into it, like understanding the human brain. She wanted to help and figure out why people make the choices they make, and how can you maybe not do some of those choices? How can you make better choices? And now she's teaching criminology and social justice. What about that social justice, man? That could take you, what do they say, into the rabbit hole? Spin around, come back out, but you don't get back out. That's a new tunnel. That's a new tunnel. So anyway, she's amazing. Check her out. Go check out the Boho Hobos Hideaway. In fact, I do have a link. I will go grab that quickly. Who even cares about I don't care about the discount. She's got 4 acres of land out there. You can kick back, have a fire, play some music, sing some songs, go for a walk. There's trails. There's a lake down the road. Just beautiful. Everyone needs to go see Boho Hobos Hideaway.
I tell you what, after the conversation last night about the fireplace and the music and all of that, I kind of wanted to go and book it myself.
I've looked at it twice. Yeah, it's on my favorites list in Airbnb. Since I did not serve my country in the military, I'm gonna have to take advantage of that teacher discount. Funny, not funny.
Speaking of music by the fire, last night we had Hockett on with us. Hockett is the man himself. Hockett is the band, but Brandon Hockett was a Navy corpsman who did 4 years in service, and man, I didn't hear a song last night that I didn't absolutely love. Which, I mean, it kind of goes with all the artists we have on, but something about his walking the line between rock and country and I don't know, it just fantastic songs, man. But the first song he sang, he kind of wanted to go back to this was the first song he sang. This is actually the first song he recorded. And I'd say he set the bar pretty high with Dotted Line. He said they were in the studio for 14 hours. They had something completely different that they were working on, and ended up recording Dotted Line and left the studio after 14 hours with a track that they didn't go in with. So fantastic song. We'll do a little, I don't know if you want to call it a coin toss, but we'll do a little game at the end to see which Pocket song we're going to play, because honestly, I can't choose. The next song was a cover of the Judds, No One Else on Earth, which he had performed a version of this song with the band Pocket, and then they ended up signing with, was it?
Kimberly?
United Republic Records.
Oh, yeah.
And Kimberly Meyer was also with United Republic Records. She was on our show just 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, something. And anyway, they ended up signing at the same record label, and kind of like their first release with the new record label, Kimberly Meyer went in and re-recorded some parts for the song, and they retracked it and added her vocals in, and it is absolutely fire. I thought that a man trying to cover a Judd song would be super brave, we'll say. But I think they did a bang up job on it. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can go find it yourself. And I'll tell you how here in just a little bit. The last song we got to hear was Red Flags. This song is about when you're in a relationship and things aren't going so well, but you stay and refuse to leave because something is good about that relationship, which we'll leave out. But he said we've all kind of been there, I think. So I just wanted to write a song that people could relate to. So maybe you get it. Probably you get it. But Pocket is currently working on putting together another album. They're working on putting together an album. They're also putting the final touches on their 2025 tour, which hopefully, what a chill in this 85-degree weather. Whew. So cold up here and down here in South Louisiana, Andrea.
Yeah, thanks.
They're putting the final touches on their 2025 tour, and hopefully we can eke out a little tiny night or two of space on that tour for something down here in South Louisiana. But if you head on over to Spotify and search Pocket, he will pull up. And if you head on over to YouTube and search Pocket Music, he will pull up. And very soon, you'll just be able to keep listening to WeP3 Radio, and Pocket will pull up in the rotation on there as well. So, that's on me. I got to get to that. We're going to get to it, but I didn't do it yet, so it's coming.
It's coming.
WeP3 Radio, Pocket, we're going to get there.
It's coming. It's coming. We have a lot of music, you guys, that needs to get updated. You know, I don't know if you saw this. I just got an email yesterday, I believe, from Die Tired. They have another song that they would like us to. Yeah. So got a lot going on. We gotta. Yeah. So I'm trying to do. No, why do you go to YouTube and then they want to find Brandon Hockett's phone and address? I don't want that. I just wanted his song. So that's dumb. Come on.
Pocket.
Well, I didn't. There's some Hockett's out there.
Oh, I found it pretty quick. I'm sorry.
Look at that. There's a whole bunch now. Hackett. Peterson kept saying Hackett last night. And all I could think of was one of my favorite movies is Tommy Boy. So it's, Buddy.
Oh, really?
Anyway, yeah.
No, I went back to a different place, and the maybe I kind of put these two together. Maybe I got it wrong. I don't know. But my dad loved old westerns and the old Louis L'Amour books, and I feel like that's where Hackett came from in my head. So maybe I'm close. I don't know.
I read Louis L'Amour books crazy as a kid. My dad always had a stack of them.
What? Your dad what? I'm sorry.
Had a stack of Louis L'Amour books. Did you read those?
No, my dad wouldn't let me read that.
I was a little older.
But he read them. He loved Louis L'Amour.
Yeah, the coolest little country. I don't know. I was born in Minnesota. It's the weirdest thing. I could have been born on a beach or in a ranch country, and I'm in Minnesota, in a small town Minnesota. But oh well, leaves a lot of openings for travel.
So I didn't put it in the notes. So before we get too far,
okay,
and I forget to put it out there, last week on Tuesday, Raquel and myself had the chance to go out to speak with the Marine Corps League Auxiliary out in Homa, and we got to share with them the mission of the People's Patriot Project. There were a lot of invested minds and ears for that conversation, because there were so many questions after the fact, which, I always appreciate being able to answer questions versus come up with conversation on a one-sided basis. So the ladies over there at the Marine Corps Auxiliary were fantastic. Looking forward to hopefully working with them in the near future. I have some details, but we're not clear on what our part is going to be yet. But hopefully by this time next week, we'll be sharing out some information that concerns things that they have going on, and hopefully what part we'll be playing in the things that they have going on. I think it will be a very, I would say profitable, but prosperous, maybe a very prosperous relationship moving forward. I'm super excited to see where this goes, and I'd like to thank them for the opportunity to have been here, or going there rather, and speaking on behalf of the People's Patriot Project. It was definitely a great time.
That is very cool, and a good word, prosperous, because both ways. I mean, I don't think it means just dollars, right? Prosperous meaning growing.
Well, I guess that's what I was looking for another word for, because I feel like profit almost profitable almost makes it, and I know it's not, but it almost makes it seem like there's a dollar attached to it, and it's prosperous could just be
spreading
anything,
out.
Yeah, anything that is gained, So, and I definitely think they will gain something by working with them in the future.
Absolutely. I think it's very exciting, and I am 100% sure you did an amazing job out there. I think you said it was fun. I think that's what I remember hearing.
Well, in my own defense, I love talking to people, and I love talking to people that have something to give to the conversation. And I spoke to probably 4 or 5 people that were completely invested in everything that was said. So it makes you feel like your words didn't fall on deaf ears. It's nice to know that people are listening and hearing and investing their time and energy into something that we are working on.
Yeah. Sprigs a new energy, I believe.
It does, very much so.
It's hard when I got to tell you guys, it's not that we haven't been helping anybody, but our asks have been kind of smaller and, quick turnover. So when they're close, we try to get to know the people. Like even we had a guy up here in Minnesota from somewhere in the South that his car broke down, and he was okay with that, sleeping in the parking lot of the hotel where the rest of the construction crew was, until it got very cold. I think he was even going to be okay with that, but he was getting to the end of his job and was going to go home, whatever. And even though we didn't, like we spoke, we had him on here in a meeting. And then I lined up the auto technician, and then he took care of it and just sent us, what we needed. But if we're doing these quick ones, like we did a birth certificate, we caught up some rent, you don't get to know the people. And so when you do get to know them and you get to speak to them, and they're ever so thankful after, and I'm not saying that they always are very thankful, but when you have that connection, it really rejuvenates, and it kind of lights the spark again. So after we got done with him, and he was so excited, we had this auto technician who just wanted to take care of him, because he had served his country, and it just was, I don't know, the whole thing fit together. Now that's been, I don't know, 8 months ago.
Can we put the name of that auto company out there? Is that something
yes,
we can?
Yeah.
I feel like he deserves a shout out.
Well, see, now I gotta.
Oh, I put you on the spot. My bad.
I know, right? Well, we keep things pretty private, so I just need to find the. What is this? I think this is just his. Oh, well, okay.
Well,
So here's a little more to that story. Now I got to think of the car person. So now, because it was incredibly cold and his car took more than just a couple hours, they kept his car for a night, and might have even been two. He was just gonna, he didn't know where he was gonna stay for sure. Maybe he could bunk with another person he worked with or whatever. But they had the rooms pretty full. And we don't play that way. And so and he was young. I think he had served 8 years. And so I called the hotel and asked if they had a room, and then put him right in the hotel. He was sleeping in the parking lot anyway for a couple weeks. So got him right in the room. That kiddo freaking turned around and paid that money back. That's not, I mean, bless his heart. That's not, I mean, he was just so thankful we fixed the car that he was like, yeah, I mean, okay. And I know it's hard sometimes to take a gift, but it was so nice to help him. It really was so nice to just help the kid. And yeah.
Like we always say, there's something therapeutic about sacrificing, not necessarily sacrificing in this case, but putting others first, helping someone out,
Absolutely. I'm going to have to find,
Ooh,
right now I can't think of the.
Can I share something that Lauren said? I don't remember if I think it was during the show, but it just kind of stuck with me and I wrote it down.
Absolutely.
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah.
I think that somewhat applies to almost everything we do in life, especially now that I'm a bit older and settled down and not running around making poor choices every day. I walk around and make poor choices now. Running sucks.
No more running.
but I feel like I'm at a point in life where not necessarily that I need to be out there teaching other people, but I feel like if I can live my life a certain way, then maybe I can be a teacher to somebody else, right? Not necessarily by verbally saying this is what you should do, but maybe somebody will be able to look and say, well, he does this and this, or, just a thought. But anyways, I like the people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I like that.
I like that a lot too. That's
smart woman, that Lauren.
Gosh dang. Gosh dang it, she is. So,
And while Andrea is picking, I will make sure and let y'all know that you can listen to the WeP3 radio station at Live 365. I think she already put the link out there. I believe I saw that earlier. So, wherever it's at, it was in here, right?
I did put it in there. Yep.
Did put it in. Oh, I got you. Live365.com. Or you could just type in WeP3 radio and it comes up pretty doggone quickly. And next week we will have Kevin Palmer, who is a big veteran first responder supporter, and he's got some new music out. And we've had Kevin on the show before, and we've been kind of following him and watching him. He's a very busy man, does lots of things between making music and acting and other things that you will have to hear from Kevin himself next week. Also, if you're watching, I'm sorry, what you got?
Oh no, I was just going to throw out that I follow him on TikTok as well. So it's kind of fun.
Okay. I don't I haven't been on TikTok forever.
Lying, because I'm a nerd. Not TikTok. Snapchat.
Okay.
Sorry.
The live version will air on YouTube, but you can also go back and watch any of our previous episodes. Music, our YouTube channel will have music for some of the artists, and their videos will be up on there as well. Not all of the artists, because that's a lot for a few people to keep up with, but we're getting there. And you can also catch us, I think it said live, you can catch the past shows, and if you don't mind, give us a little thumb on the videos you watch. No, up, a thumb up, not down, thumb up.
Yeah.
And share it out there, subscribe, do all that happy stuff. And next week, if you want to catch Kevin Palmer live, check out our YouTube or Facebook at the People's Patriot Project. And this would be our We Got Your 6 at 6 podcast. Heroes Media Group. We come every Sunday night at 1800 Central Standard Time on the We Got Your 6 at 6 Central Standard Time. Like I said, you find it on Facebook, several different channels tied to WeP3 and the YouTube as well. Also, all of our shows are making their way to Rumble after. They're being cut first, right?
On not to Rumble. I just download or upload them straight onto Rumble. So
okay, so the unedited podcast will be uploaded to Rumble. You can check it out there. And go check out our website. Go check out our website. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you think we can improve anything on there. Just let us know.
Wait, even on that, if you're going to tell us what we can improve, I think you can volunteer to join us and help us with what we need to improve, don't you think?
Well, I mean, it would be nice, but, maybe that's not a skill set that they have, but if it was, that would be so wonderfully fantastic.
Yeah, dang, Hockett almost got himself signed up last night because he didn't want to do TikTok.
He sure sounded like he wanted to go to work, didn't he?
I was ready to have him sit right next to me here and figure out how to do live on TikTok. I still need to figure it.
Before this show ends, we forgot to mention something very important, and I feel like an apology is needed. Tacos are food too. Don't forget that tacos are food too.
Get yourself a 6-pack.
It's necessary. It's necessary.
Today, especially in
yeah, I'm gonna have tacos this weekend. I'm excited. It's gonna be on a Blackstone out the campground. Make some tacos out there. It's gonna be epic.
My son-in-law does these amazing freaking tacos on the Blackstone. Crazy good. I'm not trying to act surprised, Aaron. You do a great job cooking those tacos. He's probably not watching, but I know he's home from work already, so he might be. Oh, shoot. Gosh. You did a great job.
Did you find that name, Andrea?
I cannot find it. It was like Randall's or Rudy's or so. I don't even know what our folder is called. So this is a good review for me to figure out what our folders are called for when I think it's the lighten the load folder, but we have a lot of folders. So here's another request. If you're really good at organizing. Ooh, maybe this is it. Ah, dang it. If you're really good at organizing, stuffing in your Gmail or your Google Drives, you should seriously let me know. We could use some help on that.
Yeah. If you're really good at everything.
Talent. If you
Time,
get
talent,
skill-
treasure. We can find a spot. That's right.
Absolutely.
For sure. I was having that conversation this morning, man. The hardest part is trying to make sure that you know how to get out of the way when somebody better than you comes along, because you don't need to hold up the process. You need to learn how to better the process.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's what you're saying?
I was talking about me.
Oh, I thought maybe
Definitely not talking about you.
I'm stepping out of the way.
There's a lot of things that I'm not good at. And so, you know, when somebody comes along and I recognize that their talent is better than mine in certain situations and areas, I stand aside and let them have it and just try and learn as much as I can.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
So, Andrea, I'm going to get what we got. I don't think you're benched, Jeremy. I think you're just playing in a different field. I think you're much better at what you do than I could ever be.
Oh my gosh, I found it. Rogomobiles. No wonder it doesn't say automotive. It doesn't say repair. Here we go. Rogomobiles Incorporated is in St. Boniface on Bonifacius. On Highway 7. So it's just west of Minneapolis. I got you a phone number. I got you a website. Hold on, because I'm pretty sure I have his name. Ryan. His name, nope. Oh, his name, was it Ryan? Anyway, amazing dude to work with. He could not agree to help us fast enough, and he did a great job. So there you go. Minnesota. Sorry, this is probably just going to be for Minnesota people. Maybe on the edge there are some South Dakota people, but oh gosh dang, he was amazing.
Nice. Just in time. Because I was about to ask you to pick A, B, or C.
I would like C, please.
Oh, you picked it.
Did I do it?
You got the one you were talking about, red flags.
Sweet.
So that's what we'll close the show out on tonight. So if you got anything else to say,
I think.
Do you feel like we covered it all? I feel like we mostly covered it all.
I think we got it. I really do.
Nice. I think we do too.
Yeah.
So as we said earlier, make sure you check us out on Sunday nights, 1800 Central Standard Time, for our We Got You 6 at 6 podcast. Go like, subscribe, click the little bell button on YouTube, and then it will let you know when our episodes are coming up. And we don't have to. But you can also follow us on Facebook and all of that and get all the notifications as well. So, with that said, we're going to close the night out with a Hockett song called Red Flags. And we will see y'all Sunday.
Shout.
Oh, I got to do this.
I walked in. She drew a bead on me. I knew then I couldn't let it be. Down in doubles and taking too many shots. We know where this is going, but we ain't gonna stop till we're leaving. Down a one-way road, man, we're going as fast as we can go. There's no stopping. when there's no red lights, till we crash and burn it up in the sheets tonight. And we both know the morning will bring regret, but let's pretend the sunrise is a new sunset. I'm gonna ruin my life one more time. Lead me on, turn me on with sweet little lies. I won't stay away. You're the best I've had. Your hellfire don't burn that bad. I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. I still won't pretend I don't care. You're waving me down with your red flags. We all know that I love the chase. I'm just a sucker for intoxicated lace. You pull me under with the things that you say, but I'll take the heat for the decisions I made. But we both know the morning will bring regret, but let's pretend the sunrise is a new sunset. I'm gonna ruin my life one more time. Lead me on, turn me on with sweet little lies. I won't stay away. You're the best I've had. Your hellfire don't burn that bad. I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. I still won't pretend I don't care. You're waving me down with your red flag. I'm not down and out, and I don't want a way out. I just want what I want right now. I'm gonna